going on YouTube? It's your boy Vince, and today we are back with another reaction. Today we're reacting to what happened to the UK Scariest Debt Collector. Scariest Debt Collector, what does that even mean? I'm not scared of you because I have no debt for you to collect. If I don't have the funds to pay you back, what makes you think you're finna come over here and take the funds? It's non-existent. I can't just pull it out of my butt and give it to you. What do you want? I don't even have furniture. You can't take my non-value. You can't take my TV. There's not no TV in here. I don't have nothing for you to take. I'm keeping no newspapers and cereal boxes. What? You can't do nothing. Bruh. They be acting like, oh, if you don't give me my money, I'm gonna come over there and break your kneecaps or something. If you do that, you ain't never gonna get your money then. You ain't never gonna get your money. You just gonna have to kill me. Because I ain't gonna be able to get it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm broke. You see how I'm living. You should be like, oh, we should have known he wasn't gonna give us our money back. Look what he living in. He might as well be living on the street. Come on now, bro. I don't have it for you. So we finna get into this video and see what happened to the UK Scariest Debt Collector. So let's get into it. Let's go.
Years since Vice posted this legendary documentary, some of its participants ended up in jail, some successfully turned their life around, whereas others died unexpectedly. For context, the production followed a former gangster named Shaun Smith, who was trying to live a life on the straight and narrow by running a debt collection business and the Muscle House gym, where the show introduced many of Shaun's associates. Firstly, there was Nat Taylor, who'd had a rough childhood and after years of self-medicating, had also spent time in what he described as the city's nut house. Despite this, Nat was an extremely promising boxer and was training for a
nut house? What does he mean by that?
What?
Shot at the title provided he could stay clean.
He is a top kid and his talent is unbelievable. It's just that his problems he's had.
The documentary then introduced Davey Fallon and his friend Stu, who were caught selling steroids in the gym and were punished in a pretty memorable way.
The tax isn't $1,000. You give me $1,000, just keep your job, stay in the gym.
Only made more notable by the words exchanged afterwards.
I gotta come to you.
Finally, there was Tony Smith, who was supposedly Shaun's best friend.
He's my right hand man, everything goes through him. He's my best mate. It's called loyalty. You can't buy it.
Until the end of the episode when Shaun revealed Tony had also been selling steroids.
The little cockroach was already selling steroids in and around the gym unaware to me.
And as a result, Tony had gotten in his car and left to avoid consequence.
Here's the little cockroach now, look at him. Left his birds, left all his kids. Look at his head in his hands, look, he's like, oh. You seen him on it?
After the episode ended with the narrator stating this:
Tony is still on the run. His family fears if he comes back, he may go on the missing list forever.
It's no surprise commenters wrote, Tony's betrayal is genuinely one of the—
Okay, this is one thing I never understood for real, alright? I owe you money, and I flee to not have to pay this money, and you find me and you kill me? At the end of the day, you never got your money. The only thing you got was the satisfaction of me not being on this earth no more. Was that enough for you? You know what I'm saying? The only thing you got was a case. The police are on your back now. Investigators on your back. What did you gain from that? You just still not gonna get your money. You gonna go after my family next talking about, oh, his debt falls onto you? Huh? That's not how it works. That ain't my brother no more. If that's the case, that ain't my brother.
The best twists I've ever seen, and it's in a documentary of all places, although the betrayal turned out to be fabricated for the show, but we'll talk about that later. The documentary gave a unique look at some pretty scary people, although it was also made incredibly relatable by displaying the mental health struggles experienced by these very tough guys.
I don't sleep. I'm on like 150 ml of sertraline, 80 milligram of propranolol, 7.5 milligram of Zopiclone, depression, anxiety, panic attacks.
Although with so many crazy characters on such volatile paths, it makes you wonder what happened to them afterwards. In May 2014, roughly 8 months after the documentary went live, The Sun gave its first update on both Shaun Smith and Nat Taylor, for whom business was booming as a result of the episode. Just 3 months after The Sun posted their update, Vice uploaded a new documentary titled Underground Bare Knuckle Boxing in the UK, where at around the 21-minute mark, a shirt can be spotted in the background reading Shaun Smith Smith, the debt collector. Sure enough, there was Shaun hosting bare-knuckle boxing matches, which he'd been promoting at the front of his gym, with the poster also revealing he'd begun his own fighting company called Ultimate BKB. Shaun stated, "We're the only gym in the UK that has a bare-knuckle academy, so we get interest from all over the world. It's only getting bigger and bigger," leading Shaun to receive a deal with Netflix, filming a 3-part series in 2017 called Bare Knuckle Fight Club. He'd state, "When I was in prison, if someone had told me that I would end up on Netflix and have Hollywood types on the phone, I would have told them to F off, although..."
I don't like that. I don't like how some of these big companies be trying to pick and choose what they want to put on their sites and stuff. Bare knuckle, these dudes are fighting with no gloves on, hitting each other in the face and stuff. Nose is bleeding, foreheads is cracked. No, what? And Netflix said, sign me up. That's bringing a lot of money over here. But if it was just something that wasn't gonna bring no money, maybe not Netflix in general, but like YouTube or something, bro. YouTube take this off real quick. I know they different. I'm just making an analogy of how these big corporations, they only want to put stuff that works in their favor, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that at the end of the day it's a business, but still, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's annoying.
Simultaneously, Shaun didn't want to come across as a celebrity gangster who traded on a notorious past. Despite this, Shaun released a book titled Debt Collector, which received pretty decent reviews on Amazon, before trying to launch another company called Gorilla Kong Clothing, which was dissolved 2 years later.
What is that?
In the process, Shaun rebranded from the Muscle House Gym to a more personalized Smithy's Gym, after which Shaun fell out of the public spotlight, only to return a year later with some pretty tragic news. On the 14th of November 2018, the Liverpool Echo published an article reading, "A blaze ripped through Shaun Smith's gym in the Busey area of Warrington in August. The Echo understands someone forced their way into the building and then doused the gym in petrol. The blaze destroyed thousands of pounds of equipment and gutted much of the interior. Police have said that the fire was believed to have been deliberately started, although given his name, job and history, Shaun seemed pretty unsurprised about what had happened."
I don't know who it is, I don't care who it is. You know, if people want to do silly antics going around burning people's gyms and cars, then so be it. That got done 20 years ago. It won't stop me. I'm here for good. I now own a building, and it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes.
His life had become so crazy, people began to comment they should really make a movie based upon Shaun's life, truly fascinating, and it seemed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had the exact same idea. The Liverpool Echo stated, "Mr. Smith says he's now involved in advanced stage negotiations with production companies and agents who are interested in dramatizing his life story. One of the people who saw it was Dwayne Johnson, who is The Rock. He liked it and asked Vice about acquiring the rights. Vice Studios in LA rang up and we sold them the rights, with a view to them selling them onto The Rock, although the movie was never made, with Shaun again disappearing from the public, sparking an even crazier rumor. Shaun is dead now. Lucky him, he doesn't need to face harsh winter of 2022, cause high gas price and inflation, while another user wrote, "Shaun's already dead FYI. However, these comments were apparently baseless, as in mid-2023, he'd return with 2 unexpected podcast appearances, where he'd provide some pretty crazy updates. On Matt Legg's podcast, he'd explained he was clean from all medications.
I haven't took none of them tablets now for 18, maybe 20 months, and I feel fucking great."
Whilst on James English's podcast, Shaun revealed he was embarrassed by the documentary's title.
And they called it UK Scariest Debt Collector, which it's fucking embarrassing. It shouldn't have been the UK Scariest Debt Collector. It should have been the UK's Mediator. But TV people being TV people sound better, doesn't it?
And he'd therefore never even
Oh, God. Oh, what was that? What I was finna say before I was rudely interrupted was, I don't know if I haven't just been paying attention or it hasn't been clicking or it's been going through one ear out the other, but I'm lost. Is he a debt collector or not? Or like, was he not going to people's doors and collecting debt, or is that not a debt collector? Maybe was he doing the fighting thing? All right, this is my understanding so far. All right, he was doing a fighting business for people that owed him debt so they can pay him his debt back by fighting, and people would come to watch the fights and they'd be like, what's it called? Fight Club? Number one rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. It was kind of like that deal. They don't get paid for the fights, that they get paid. He get paid by them fighting, and they are getting their debt down at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's where I'm at with this. You know what I'm saying? And I thought debt collector was a different thing. I thought they came to your door and threatened you and say, if you don't pay my money back, we're going to break your bones or something. That's what I thought it was.
seen it.
I've never watched it. I won't watch this. I've never watched the Vice or the YouTube.
However, the most interesting part about these two podcasts were the updates Shaun gave on his associates from the show. Toward the end of the documentary, Nat Taylor explained that he'd finally been diagnosed with unstable personality disorder, and as a result, he was feeling confident about his future.
I feel a lot more positive and more confident that I'm going to nail it this time, that I'm going to beat me demons.
The narrator concluded by stating Nat was clean and doing well, which sadly didn't last forever.
Oh, Nat, I don't really see him now. He got a bit of jail. He come out of jail. He took his own ear off.
He took his ear off?
He took his own ear off, yeah.
What?
Yeah, swallowed it. Yeah. He went in a real dark place.
Although Shaun then added that he's now doing extremely well.
Nat, doing good. Brilliant boxer. He's working back with his brother. He's off to drugs. He's training.
Which is supported by an unverified comment reading, "For all those interested, Nat now has a beautiful girlfriend and 2 boys. Happy ending, I guess. That guy went through hell." In addition to Nat Taylor, Shaun said that slapping Stu for selling steroids led to him turning his life around.
Oh, the kid who was slapped. The one with the tattoo, because that slapped on his life the way good. The tattoo's gone. He's got a normal job now.
However, his friend Davey Fallon had a much sadder ending. After enjoying a day with friends at the Glastonbury Festival, Davey went to his girlfriend's apartment and tried to climb through the bedroom window after an argument, but lost his grip on the windowsill and fell, unfortunately leading to his death.
Poor kid's fell. Only like 11 foot. Bang's head dead.
Only made worse after Shaun was blamed for the incident.
And you know, he was dirty bastards putting things on the site. Shaun killed him. Shaun threw him out the window. Come on.
However, there was one more person in the documentary who generated more intrigue than anybody else.
Oh.
Did anyone find out what happened to Tony? Is Tony dead yet? Anyone have any idea if Tony has since been caught? What happened to that Tony fella in the end? Shaun catch up with him? Bro, I don't think Tony is coming back. Googling Tony's name yielded no results, with the only alternative being to sort through hundreds of comments in the hopes of finding somebody that had any idea what had happened to him.
Okay.
Instead, we accidentally discovered a gold mine, a full explanation from Tony himself. "Hi, I'm Tony and I would like Vice to get a hold of me so I can tell the truth about Shaun and that documentary. Just thought I'd say I never left town and have seen Shaun on multiple times and nothing has happened. I didn't have him off. The truth is I was selling steroids for him. He says he's drug free, might be now but not when I knew him. He's moved out of Warrington himself cause of death threats. I've got no hard feelings. He did me a favor cause I've got my own gym now and teach so much more stuff now. My side of the story is we were selling roids in the gym and Shaun wanted more money and said I'd ripped him off and I hadn't, so he told me to leave the gym and I did and moved down the road and I'm still there 13 years later and doing well, thanks. I've made a short video asking Vice to come and interview me and find the real truth about the hardest debt collector."
Whole time, there's some random dude that's been in his basement for 5 years and hasn't left the house and hasn't seen grass in 5 years and eats pizza every day and is 500 pounds. Meanwhile, some dude like that. That is crazy, but it's probably him.
Said video has seemingly now been deleted, however his other videos confirm that this is in fact Tony. By instead googling his YouTube name Anthony Smith, it shows that Tony did in fact open his own gym called Spartan Boxing, and if he's telling the truth about everything else, it would explain why he and Shaun had such an intense reaction to the other guys selling steroids in their gym, because Tony and Shaun already were. Toward the end of the documentary, Shaun stated, "Tony's had me off for $3,500, which is a lot of money," to which Tony responded with, "There was no betrayal. Did you not notice Shaun never says what I owed him money for," implying that Shaun had something to hide. Tony's fabricated betrayal might have instead been orchestrated by Vice. However, there was something about that ending that always felt a bit too perfect.
What, they just gonna end it off like that? Well, I was intrigued. I was wondering what was going on still. No. What is this? It's a whole bunch of twists and turns going on, and I need to get to the bottom of it. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen Debt Collector a day in my life, but I want to watch it. So Tony is saying Shaun is tied to some demons that we don't know about, and he trying to get in contact with Vice, but Vice won't get in contact with him because they're already in contact with Shaun, and Shaun gonna tell him one side of the story, and he not gonna tell him the whole side of the story because he know he evil on the other side of the story. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm just hearing that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Tony's saying. I don't know if he's dropping down when I'm picking up or I'm doing the same thing, but hey, come on now. Come on now, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I don't know, man. What y'all think about this? Which one of y'all think was the crazy part, like, about it? Like, I honestly had no clue, like, what a debt collector was. I thought, you know what I'm saying, it was self-explanatory. Debt collector. They come and get your debt that you owe, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay them the money, they come and get it. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was that simple, but it seemed like it was more deep than that. And, like, they had a whole business going on and everything. But I'm not gonna lie, the craziest part to me was this dude trying to climb through the window and fell and die. What are the odds? It must have just been his time to go. It must have been his time to go, bro. God said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Time for you to be with me. And made him slip off the thing. But, like, that is crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know, like, the whole story. I don't know if he was drunk trying to climb up there or what, but hey, that's the crazy part to me. Let me know the crazy part to y'all. Y'all know the Yall video too much. The comment, like button, notify button, subscribe button, all the buttons, because guess what? I'm gonna break your kneecaps. We're going.